5 ways women lose a good man and how you can avoid it. Let's get into it, ladies. Number 1, taking them for granted. A man been so good to you for so long, you no longer see the value in him and what he does for you. Number 2, not communicating well or effectively. Like expecting a man to read your mind and getting mad when he can't. Number 3, being dismissive about how your behavior makes him feel, or becoming overly defensive when you're being held accountable for your action. Rumor has it that women struggle with accountability. Number 4, being self-consumed and unwilling to compromise. Being so hyper-focused on your laundry list of needs, desires, wants, that you neglect his needs in the process. Remember, a relationship is not just about you or one person getting their needs met. And number 5, allowing your unaddressed trauma, your insecurity, make it hard for that man to enjoy his life and pursue his purpose in peace, becoming insufferable.
Shalawam, shalawam. Hey, first and foremost, all praises be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of GMS that rule well and teach well in sincerity, taught us this truth. And shalawam to the hopeful elect. All right, so, women out there, all right, you are not, we not here to please you. We not here to freaking kiss your ass, okay? And this is more so for the sisters that don't understand that. The sisters that really, if you in this truth and you a sister, then you should understand, play your role, play your position, take care of that man. Take care of that, not take care of that man, but take care of that household. Play your position, okay? At the end of the day. And brothers know where I'm going, man. Proverbs 31. Let's get over there. Okay? And for brothers, verse 3, give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. We ain't in this American mindset of pleasing the woman over and over and over, etc., etc. Yes, babe, this babe, whatever, babe. All right? Now you honor your wife and you take care of that woman, because if a man don't take care of that woman, he worse than an infidel, worse than a non-believer. All right? You might as well not even be in this faith if you can't take care of your household. This is why brothers are commanded to have jobs. You're not commanded to be lazy, sitting back and just waiting on Yahawashi. You have to endure. The plantation is part of that, right? Let's go to verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband doeth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. A true man isn't worried about his woman being compromised or messing with another man or none of that, man. He doesn't have those worries. Now, are these women corrupt? Yes, indeed. And does it happen? Yes, indeed. But this is why, brothers, you got to pick the woman correct. If you dealing with a woman, and women, and brothers, men and women as well, don't get complacent in a relationship. Okay? It may be that part where you dealing with her, you was doing this in the beginning, etc., etc., and then you stop doing all that because whatever. All right? No, man, it should be, you should have that same type of love or whatever for that person. And really, love is the law. All right? So once a true woman understands how the order is set up, then she's going to keep that. And brothers, we don't have to talk to women really about scriptures. Talking to your woman about the scriptures, that's pointless. All right? You set up how you want your household to go, and they can watch in silence. They can watch from the comfort of their home. They don't need to be out on the corners or nothing like that. They can maintain themselves in the household, all right, and read and study and teach each other, women, right? You learn from the elders, you learn from the brothers, you learn from your man, right? And then you can help another sister. But as far as going back and forth and all of that, we not getting into no debate with a woman, man. And I've seen it too many times on the TikToks and et cetera, these guys actually going back and forth with a woman. She is deprived of wickedness. Now let's go to Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 25:17. The wickedness of a woman changeth her face and darkeneth her countenance, like sackcloth. Her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth it, shall sigh bitterly. That's not a woman. That's not a virtuous woman. She's not, the heart of her husband, the mind of her husband is not safely trusting in her. He actually feels like she's going to be spoiled. Okay? She's not doing him good and not evil. She's doing him evil and not good. all the days of her life. All right? If we go over to, let's go to chapter 26. Blessed is the man that hath a virtuous wife, for the number of his days shall be double. Right? Because it's less stress, it's less problems, there's no drama, less drama, etc. Now you're going to have situations and arguments and things like that. All right? Because that's this flesh. We ain't in sovereign. You're going to have situations like that. Things that you dislike, things that you have to correct, things that you got to improve upon. Right? Men and women. Right? But understanding women, it's your duty to serve that man. If he doesn't like the way you do something, then you correct that. You in his household. You under his rulership. You are calling him Lord. That's your master. All right? And Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is dealing with him. Okay? If he's a man of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, and if he's not, then you don't leave him. You stick with him and you continue to serve Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, praying that he will be brought upon, he will be brought upon Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, and he will do right. Just off of seeing how you acting, how you showcasing this truth, and how you serve him, he's going to be like, okay, then, man, this is something right. This is something correct, And what's that? 1 Corinthians 7 chapter. All right. Verse 13. And the woman which hath an husband that believeth not, and he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him. For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Else were your children unclean, but now are they holy. But if the unbelieving depart, let him depart. A brother or a sister is not under bondage in such cases, but Yahawah hath called us to peace. So if that man doesn't want to dwell with you and he doesn't believe, then let him go. Right? If he divorces you, he kicks you to the curb. All right? And that's going back right here. All right? Ecclesiasticus 25 and 26. If she go not as thou wouldst have her, cut her off from thy flesh and give her a bill of divorce and let her go. And this isn't a light thing to do, especially dealing with an Israelite woman. Now, dealing with a concubine, if she don't please you, then let it go. All right? But dealing with an Israelite woman, you are supposed to be with that woman, man. Unless adultery is committed. Okay? Or, some kind of heinous act. She's sleeping with animals or something like that, man. She's just wicked. And you seeing that she's going to be the death of you, then that may be a reason as well. Okay? And you separate from her. But she is not allowed to get married again. If she's an Israelite woman and she knows this truth, she's not allowed to get married again. Okay? Now understand this. I've seen videos based upon on stepdads and things like that. And me myself being a stepdad, right? But became a stepdad in the world and came into this truth. Me and my wife right now came into this truth then, and we understand the truth now. So, that doesn't mean I'm supposed to leave my wife just because she had kids from a previous engagement, previous marriage. All right? I'm making and I have kids with my wife right now. So, situations do vary being in this captivity. Okay? Don't be over righteous and be like, hey, bro, she had a man before you. You got to leave that. You know what I'm saying? Nah, it's my family. It was my family when I was in the world, and it's my family now still. And the man, as I just described, the man let her go. He cut her a bill of divorce. He divorced her. Okay? And I wasn't in the truth when I began to deal with her. And anyway, so situations vary. So brothers, don't feel bad if you a stepdad. Now, dealing with another man's kids, that's that man's kids. Okay? You shouldn't overstep your boundaries. If that man chooses to be in those kids' life, you let that man deal with those. Those are his kids. That's his seed. Right? You don't overstep your boundaries. Now, in your house, what goes on in your house, that's your house. Okay? So y'all don't eat pork. Y'all keeping the laws and commandments and statutes, that's your house. If them kids leave and go to his house, then that's their house. Now, as you teach those kids the truth, then it's up to them as they grow, especially when a boy becomes 12. You become 12, then it's up to them, if they know the law, to keep it at that point in time. And for the most part, Shoot, mainly, man, hey, my kids, which his kids, being a stepfather, my stepkids, they keep the law when they're not around me and when they're with me, because that has been instilled in them. As scripture says, raise a child up in the way, you know, and they're gonna keep it. They're gonna keep it, you know. So that's a good foundation. And you never know how Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi has brought something up to be. Okay? Alright? Letting them kids know that you got to work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. So, you know, that's for brothers with kids, man. Brothers with stepkids and things like that. Of that nature that had kids previously in the, you know, in the world. Things like that. And sorry if I'm rambling. But back to Sirach 26. And let's go to verse 2. A virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband, and he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace. A good wife is a good portion, which shall be given in the portion of them that fear Yahawah. And a wicked woman is given to a wicked man, a portion of a wicked man. Understanding that. So, if you wicked, man, you're going to be attracted to wicked things. I remember in the world, man, I dealt with 2 ratchets. And after that, it's like in my soul, man, I was like, I ain't never dealing with these type of chicks anymore. Chicks that put makeup on and weave and extensions and all of that. I'm not dealing with that shit no more. Okay, I made up a conscious decision in myself. That's before I came in the truth. I ain't dealing with no fucking ratchet. Alright? After those 2 chicks, because it was nothing but drama and problems, and me thinking that I could freaking like cater those bring those women into a better light or whatever. But that's like, man, you're working with an untamable creature. Okay, a 2/3 woman, a 2/3 Eve, man, is an untamable creature, man. For the most part, man. They're not gonna get right. This flesh has them living in the world. Unless they repent and come out of that world and try to do right, they're done, man. You just gotta let them be. We don't need women to repopulate Israel. We can repopulate simply using concubines. Alright? Verse 4. Whether a man be rich or poor, if he have a good heart towards Yahawah, he shall at all times rejoice with a cheerful countenance. There be 3 things that my heart feareth, and for the 4th I was sore afraid, the slander of a city, the gathering together of an unruly multitude, and a false accusation. All these are worse than death. But a grief of heart and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman, and a scourge of the tongue which communicateth with all. You know? And this, a false accusation, looking at that, these women will, especially back in the 60s, 70s, etc., Edomite women would accuse men of rape, and those men don't even, you know, it might have been consensual. So, those type of situations, and Eve does it as well, man. SA and things like that, okay? But when the so-called rape was taking place, did you cry out? We got to take it back to the law. Did you cry out? No, you took it. You whatever. You didn't say nothing about it. If you don't cry out, then it's not great. Alright? You know, and brothers have done plenty videos on that. So, these women, man, you know, it's a thin line. These false accusations. Things like child support and things like that. These are wicked decrees set up to destroy the Israelite man. Alright? You know, so I'm going to go back to the video and let it play one more time.
Ways women lose a good man and how you can avoid it. Let's get into it, ladies. Number 1, taking them for granted. A man been so good to you for so long, you no longer see the value in him and what he does for you.
Understand this. Be grateful if that man is, coming home to you every night. He doesn't have to. Alright? Me knowing the truth, knowing that I can have multiple women, I can have concubines, etc., you know, it's plenty women out here, man. Especially in California, it's plenty women out here. But, you know, it's tainted soil, it's wicked soil. So I'm using wisdom, and I'm just dealing with one woman, and I'm maintaining myself and keeping to this truth and putting my all in Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Right? But it's easy. Plenty times I could have dealt with other women, you know, and not went home or whatever. That's my household. All right? I'm still going to pay my bills. I'm still going to do whatever. So women, be grateful if that man is doing what he's supposed to do. All right? And maintaining that household and taking care of you and giving you a place to stay, food to eat, etc., etc. Don't get complacent in that situation.
Number 2, not communicating well or effectively. Like expecting a man to read your mind and getting mad when he can't.
Let brotherly love continue, right? Communication is important in any relationship. You have to talk it out, right? You know, a man makes the final say-so in the household. I know I do in my household, and that's how it's supposed to go, right? But that's not saying that my woman can't put input. Hey, babe, can we do this, or can we do that, or this is this, or we need this, or we need that, you know, et cetera, okay? I'm open to her opinion because I chose her, and I admired her wisdom in a sense, and just how she takes care of her household, takes care of her role, her position, right? So I what's the word, man? I appreciate it, and I give some thought to it, and I value her opinion, and that goes with honoring a woman, right? You're picking a woman to she's gonna be a helpmate, so she's gonna help you, right? That don't mean you tell her to shut up every time she has an opinion, man. Don't be a roaring lion in your household, man. Let's keep it going.
Number 3, being dismissive about how your behavior makes him feel, or becoming overly defensive when you're being held accountable for your action. Rumor has it that women struggle with accountability.
Accountability. Yeah, that's the main thing in Israel, in this nation, man. Women don't want to hold themselves accountable for what they do, right? But just as we men have to, hey, when you're wrong, you're wrong. When you're right, you're right, right? And don't stand on something thinking that you're right when you're really wrong. Really examine yourself, as the scriptures say, right?
Number 4, being self-consumed and unwilling to compromise. Being so hyper-focused on your laundry list of needs, desires, wants, that you neglect his needs in the process. Remember, a relationship is not just about you or one person getting their needs met. And number 5,
what's that say? A woman that lives in pleasure is dead while she liveth. Don't be selfish. Don't be caught up in your pleasures. Don't be caught up in your needs. Don't be caught up in your wants. Okay? We just need daily bread. All right? All that other stuff is extra. It's a benefit. It's a plus. We just need our daily bread at the end of the day. So don't be caught up in all this other type of stuff, man. All right? And you women, you are like materialistic in nature. Okay? A lot of you. So you have to break away from that and understand that this is not your rest. All right, Micah 2:10, I say it again. All right, it's not your rest. All right, and men understanding that this is not your rest, these women are polluted. Majority of them, Salakia, majority of them are polluted. All right, so let's get to point 5.
Allowing your unaddressed trauma, your insecurity, make it hard for that man to enjoy his life and pursue his purpose in peace, becoming insufferable.
Baggage. Most of these women have baggage, and they want to hold on to it. The elder Monetizabak down there in South Carolina just did, I think it was last month, he did a video on a woman trying to expose an Israelite man, and it backfired on her because she was dealing with all this shit, you know, and trying to expose him. Well, if you sleeping with this man and y'all being intimate and all that, you married to that man, you don't supposed to do that man like that. You being wicked in a sense. Okay? You picked that man. And if that man wicked, man, a wicked woman is given to a portion of a wicked man. So it says something about you. And it says something about him as well. Okay? If that brother is being like that, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi gonna handle him. Okay? Some of you women may be sent to a man that's gonna beat your ass for judgment. And you can't grasp the fact of that. You can't hold to accountability that your ass been wicked your whole life. So Yahweh sent you to a wicked man, and he's gonna allow that man to judge you. He's gonna bring judgment out through that man by beating you and maybe eventually unaliving you. Okay? So holding accountability. Alright? Don't live in pleasure. Don't be wicked. Okay? You know, I hope this has been an edifying video for both the man and the woman. So with that being said, all praises be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Bakah, Ha, Kadash, Kwam Yasharahla, and a Baba Ball. Shalawam.